Happy Sunday, everyone. Making my fruit rolls for those that joined the first video I made. I'm going to do a recap. I'm cutting up fresh fruit for the week. Also to serve as a snack. So I have my fresh oranges cut up here. I have my grapes washed and sliced into bundles. I am now wrapping my mango. I have some fresh mango. Sorry to cover you up. I'm trying to use this hip to make sure I don't drop anything. I'm wrapping. You want to wrap your fruit. We want to stay away from that foil paper. She's like, what'd you put me up there for? I wasn't through. All right, come on. Let's do this. Well, you done fell down here like you were so ready. Okay, and I'm going to take this one. I'm going to wrap this one the opposite way. Pressing and sealing as making sure it's a snug, tight fit all the way around. Then I'm just going to go ahead and trim the excess. Pulling that taunt. Taunt means to pull something tight. Okay, so we pull that taunt, which is what? Tightly. Okay, so we have our mangoes, we have our grapes, we have our oranges, and we have our cantaloupe. I have my cantaloupe in a chilling bowl. This bowl will go into the refrigerator. After you bring this bowl out the refrigerator, it will remain cold for about 2 to 4 hours. Okay, so this is why I like to put my cantaloupe in this bowl. Once you bring it out of the refrigerator, it will still be nice and chilled. Okay, so let's move these on over here out the way to the side so we can get into Big Baby and see what it do. What y'all think? Y'all think that's a good one? It sounds good. Sounds good. Let's see. Because you know, they say everything that sounds good and looks good is not always the case. Okay? So, before we get into Big Baby, I have some little treats that I want to do. And those would be the apple with the caramel. Now I know I brought that caramel out the refrigerator, and the purpose for me bringing it out was so that it can go ahead and begin to soften a little bit. So it didn't soften quite as much as I wanted to, so I'm going to run some hot water on it for a minute. Let it get a little loosened. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut these apples. Okay, what I'm going to do with these apples, I'm going to cut them close to the core. Okay, I'm going to cut them close to the core. That way, it's easier for me to go in and remove that core. They say that we could take these seeds and that we could keep those seeds and plant them. I don't know. When the kids start kindergarten and preschool and they're used to us decoring, de-seeding, peeling the skin off of our apples and all that. They're not going to do that for the kids at lunchtime, so we want to go ahead and teach our kids to be independent. Let them know what part. When you get to that part, you know that's not no more good. Okay, so what I'm going to do with these little cups is I have my Granny Smith apples. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take and I'm going to add some caramel, about that much, to the apple. Okay? How yummy does that look? Okay? Yeah. And this is just basic caramel. I want to try to put it back together as much as I can, even if it's not all perfect. Kids are going to still enjoy it. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and I am going to wrap these. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take a little piece of lime, a small piece of lime, and I'm going to squeeze this lime on the apples. Why? To prevent the apples from turning. Okay? So I'm going to squeeze some lime onto the apples to prevent those apples from turning brown. You know how when you cut your apple, they turn brown? That will prevent that. And it'll still be that beautiful color whenever you're ready for it. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to seal these up. They're perfect. Any kind of snack you want to call it. Seal it tight. You can put this in a refrigerator or you can have this out room temperature, however you want to do it. And those are really inexpensive treats to make for parties, for sleepovers. for a movie night, for your grandkids. And I know mine would really enjoy this. All 6 of my grandkids will be on this, even my adult children. I have to tell them, y'all leave that baby stuff alone. Eating up all the baby snacks. Mariah, Nathan, Jimmy, Kenny, Sherelle. Sherelle gonna be skeptical. Mom, you got some ice? She's a nice girl like her mama. Okay, so we have these made. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna sit these to the side. How nice does that look? Those are my Granny Smith caramel, fresh apple caramel treats. Okay? And you can take and make as many of those as you want to. Okay? So something tells me to make some more. So I don't have to be on these kids, these big kids, about eating these kids' snacks. So I'm gonna do a few more, but first we're gonna go ahead on and we're gonna wash this melon. And we're gonna get into this melon and see just what this melon do. So let me go ahead on. Sounds wonderful. I hope it's as wonderful as it sounds. We want to take and we want to wash our melons. You could tell when you put a melon in the water and when it gets wet, it feels kind of slippery or slimy. You gotta wash your melons. They're coming straight from the ground. They've been rolled around everywhere. They have been rolled around everywhere. And since this one is feeling slimy as I touch it, I'm gonna get my dish rag that has a little bleach and soap in it. And I'm gonna clean this melon. Okay. Now I'm gonna wash them off real good. That's just like any of your vegetables that you buy. Your greens, your cabbage, your cauliflower. You want to wash all of your vegetables off real good. Now, I'm going to wash my hands and make sure that my hands are clean when I go over this melon. And I'm going to wash this melon until the skin doesn't feel slippery. I don't know what's going on, but it ain't going to work up in here, baby. One thing I do is keep my house clean. I keep my tail clean. I keep my cooking surface clean. And I have been taught by the best, and some of the best instructors. I've had several good instructors during my course of education, being tested by the State Board of Red Cross to practice cross-contamination tests. So it's not really a whole bunch. And y'all know each time we wash our hands that we're supposed to clean up under our nails one by one. So I pay attention to a lot of stuff, and I see a lot of things that people do that's fooling around with food. And most of the time I just keep my mouth shut. Does not mean that I don't see what I see. But that's why I don't eat everywhere too. Right, we are. Alright, so I wanted to grab me a tray for this melon. Alright, we're going to cut this melon. Let's see what it's going to do. We can go ahead on and turn that coffee off. I don't believe I'm going to have any more coffee today. You want to center that melon. You want it to lay flat. And you want to cut it in the center. Baby. Like I tell you, anytime it tears, that's a good sign. A very good sign. Smells delicious. Looks a little too ripe. And that bowl there is full. Let me get the tray. And find somewhere to sit her. You know, when I get to this part, I just usually take and cut it from here. She seems a little too ripe. Let me see. She is a little too ripe. So what I'm gonna have to do for this, she's going to be straight juiced. Okay? She's going to be straight juiced. We'll have a watermelon, maybe with some mango. We're gonna juice her. That's what it's perfect for. To be juiced. She's sweet. I'll probably let her sit there on the table too long. Put her in a container. Okay, I'm gonna cut this fruit up, put it in the Tupperware, throw it in the fridge, and she's gonna be juice. I'll be back.